I'm going to use some wood scraps to prototype a sprocket or pulley directly onto the Harbor Freight wheels. The wheel has bearings built in. It's ready to mount to an axle. I also have some spare motors for cordless drills, so I wanted to see if the speed output would be usable. This might be a starting point for a robot I've been wanting to build for years now. I do have a 3D printer, but that can take a long time just to find out you've got the wrong size. Maybe wood scraps are a faster way for prototyping. Let's get started. Let's see if this will work. So what do I got here? Typical 10-inch Harbor Freight wheels. The bolts that come in them are metric. A 13mm wrench. That's how long they are. And I saw this idea on the Post Apocalyptic Inventor's website. He was making a robot, and he had a wheel very similar to this, probably came out of the same factory even. And so what he did is he swapped out the bolts that hold it together with longer bolts. All right. The idea is then you can build kind of a spacer in here and then put a pulley or a sprocket right on the back of the wheel. The wheel will then sit on an axle. We'll just use that for a, okay. So the wheel has bearings built into it. So if you had a sprocket on here, then you'd have a way to turn the wheel. And that's all he was doing. I'm like, well, that's easy enough. I've got some 5/16 5/16 bolts. These are 2.5 inch long. This is not a dangerous amount of air pressure I'm dealing with, but these are not super tight. I'm going to take this center hub off, and then I can use it for a reference. Okay, there's the wheel. Yeah, it does come apart. Oh, it looks like the center hub is part of that wheel. Okay. So what I was thinking, it would be easier if I had this out of the wheel, then I could line it up on the drill press and drill my spacers. On this one, this is a 1 3/4 inch hole saw. That's pretty well fit on there. So if I made a center, 4 inches is too big, 3.5 would be pretty good. All right. Get 2 out of this. So when I'm looking, I'll just do a straight line between the corners. Since I know this isn't going to be perfect anyway, I'm going to try to get it good. But you know, if I wanted high precision, I'd at least get a sharp pencil or a Sharpie that wasn't completely flat. Okay, center point. All right, 1 hole, solar powered. With that done, this should fit. It does. That's a little sloppy even. Not high precision. One ragged hole. And I put a bolt through these one at a time as I get the holes drilled. That'll hold it in place. Good. Yeah, it doesn't look quite straight, but you get the idea. One of these days I'll make a circle jig, but in the meantime, sits pretty good. It seems like the radius on the bottom is catching just a little bit, so I'm just going to drop I got plenty of room, and these will get reused anyway, so I'll put it in 2 flat washers on each one. That'll lift it up a little bit. I make it a point, if I buy something, I usually buy it in a box, a 100-pack or a 50-pack or something. It's just a little bit below, but then the nuts are above the edge of the wheel. If I had a straight edge, I'd show you. Alright, so now the nuts are sticking up, and this is just a little bit below. Pulley or sprocket or something like that, it would go right on there. Okay, that could work. That's, I think, a 1/4 inch hole. What's the least painful way I can get this thing put together and test something, just to see am I even close, right? Okay. Wood turning tools here. Yeah, that'll work, right? Okay, still got our fingers, that's a good day. Hey, look at that. Now we got a sprocket. Okay, I'm thinking too hard already. A couple thicknesses of or 1 thickness of the subfloor leftover scraps. Oh, let's not hit that hole. I'll drill it and then put that on top, and then that'll keep this thing from getting away. Good. Yeah, a little lumpy, huh? So let's try this without even using our sprocket, because this is really wobbly. It's like, I don't know, maybe you can try it. Yeah, not enough traction. Braking works good. The nut just got tight. Okay, that's low speed. Now kick it up into high gear. Nut just got tight again. And we got reverse. There are many ways this can go wrong, but it should be fun in the meantime. Sure, why not, right? Oops, still running. All I gotta do is keep it straight. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say I'm done. I haven't made anything worthwhile here yet, but I now feel like in the lowest speed setting, I got plenty of speed here. I could make this sprocket smaller, this one bigger to gear it up. I could make this one even smaller to gear it down even more. We could do that pretty easy. That made a nice little wheel. And that's kind of part of what I'm looking at right now is with a little bit of time, I could knock out prototype wheels out of wood scraps, at least to get my speed figured out. And that's kind of the important thing right now. Just how fast do I need to go? Once I know my basic gearing, then I'll look into like those GT, there's tooth belts you can buy. They use them on 3D printers and stuff. But I've seen a few channels lately where you get something all built and then you realize your speed rating is wrong and you got to go order another belt again. I think that's slipping. Yeah, even slipping it feels like it's got some torque though. I think that'll move it around. As I get bored, I can start weeding through it. I did find the brushed motor speed controllers. I've got 4 of them. That should run the drill motor just fine. So next I'll find the drill motor. That I think was a good test. You know, for what it was, I think that was good. At least I know it'll work. It's just, you know, I need everything. But what I needed, the answer was, what's the speed range going to be like? And I think that'll be fine. Full speed on first gear on the transmission is fine. Also, I did find that's a pinion gear, and there's the herringbone, and so I got 2 of each of those, it looks like, or two big ones and 4 little ones, I think. Not sure why I did so many of those. So, yeah, stuffs, man.